I came here to Cambodia in 2007. That was in September. Since then, I worked as the officer in charge of the graduate school, but at the same time also doing some teaching activities both in the undergraduate and graduate programs. Before coming to Cambodia, I worked with Ateneo de Zamboanga University since 1991. That was right after my graduation in my bachelor's program. And then after some time, about 12 years, I joined Silsila Dialogue Movement, which is a non-government organization in Zamboanga, because I was very, very active also while in the academe, working non-government organization. I founded the Ateneo de Zamboanga Peace Institute just before moving to Silsila Dialogue Movement, where I worked for 2 years. After 2 years of work, I got this opportunity to come to join Norton University. So I sent my expression of application to the rector, who was at that time also a friend because he himself came to Ateneo de Zamboanga University to study his Master's in Business Administration. That's where I knew the director of Norton University. When I came here, I was already hired. So I did not come here, without any employment at that time. I came here already hired by the president, and I know exactly what would be the working conditions in terms of salary, except probably the working environment where I thought would be different from the Philippines, because it's going to be my first time also to teach Cambodian students in particular, and less other Filipino students in your classroom. I did not find it very difficult to handle Cambodian students because the medium of instruction used is English, both in the undergraduate and graduate programs. But one thing that probably challenged me so much teaching Cambodian students is that Cambodian students, even in the graduate program, you need to do a lot of pep talking, okay, in terms of strategy, trying to win their heart and their motivation to learn, their degree. They are very much eager to learn, especially knowing that education in Cambodia is still very young. Norton University, being the first private education in Cambodia, is only 16 years old, and therefore the students really are very young, and they wanted to learn more. So that eagerness, to learn, and the opportunity to be part of this experience really also motivated me to stay and to work for Norton University. Apart from my job in the university, I managed also to join the Rotary Club of Phnom Penh, where I served as the secretary of the club for about a year. Okay, that was one term, and after that, I continued to do some voluntary work with my students. In fact, one of my students in the master's program, I was able to help him establish his own school in Kratie province. That's now called the Asian Institute of Cambodia, AIC. Okay, the current president is Chan Sopip. He was my student in our master's program, and in one of our conversations, he thought that he just wanted me to help him, start up his own school. And so I started discussing with him how he can begin his own school, and I'm very much happy to say that now his school is on its second year of operation and having a student of about 200 to 300 students already. Yeah. Norton University, as I've said, is the first private education in Cambodia, established in 1996. But before being named as Norton University, it has also evolved from like a teaching or language school, which they call Banana Center. Okay, so now we have in Norton we have 3 different colleges. We have College of Social Sciences, College of Sciences, then we have the College of Arts, Humanities, and Languages, then we have the graduate school where I head. So in the graduate school, we have 4 master's program, such as Masters in Business Administration, MBA, Masters in Development Management, MDM, Masters of Science in Information Technology, and MA English. All our programs are made available both on weekends and weekdays in order to cater to our, students' flexible time.
Sir, locals lang ba may Pinoy?
In teaching our students,
May Pinoy din sir dito na estudyante?
we do not have, unfortunately, we do not have Filipino students. And I think it's not just Filipino students, even other foreign students also. We have rather limited number in campus, but we have an effort as an institution in terms of increasing the number of our foreign students in the university. And this is particularly done by strengthening our international relations with other institutions abroad. And fortunately, I'm also the director of the international relations of the university. And so we have signed a number of memorandum of understanding with various universities abroad, to include like Thailand. So in Thailand, for example, we have Rangsit University, where we currently do a project with them which we call Passage to ASEAN. This Passage to ASEAN is a project that prepares our students, particularly towards the opening of the ASEAN Economic Community in 2015. And with Christian University in Thailand, we have a special project which we call the Teaching of Khmer Language to Thai Students. My involvement in this aspect is that I act as the consultant for the module development of the program, but the modules, the teaching modules are particularly done by our Khmer lecturers. In Cambodia, particularly in Norton University, we have also a number of Filipino teachers teaching in both undergraduate and graduate programs. Full-time lecturers, Filipino here in Norton particularly, that would include myself, and the finance director of Norton is also a Filipino. The director for administration and personnel is also a Filipino, and I think these are good things, information for us to note that the Filipinos standing in Cambodia really very good. Of course, the other lecturers who come to join Norton as part-time lecturers have their own full-time job also in other companies, okay, working either as consultant in various ABV or UNDP projects, and if not, working in an industry or hotel, okay, government, and taking extra teaching hours with the university. In the undergraduate, there are at least 8 lecturers teaching part-time, and in the graduate school there are 5 lecturers, and those in the graduate program of course would have a minimum requirement of a master's degree holder. You cannot teach in the graduate school if you do not have your master's degree. So a total would be 13 Filipinos in Norton only. It's very important for the president to be able to come to Cambodia and see how Cambodia is also moving, considering the development of Cambodia is so new, very young in the sense that they have basically started from scratch, but now we can see the development of Cambodia is very, very fast. When I came here in 2007, there were not too many big buildings, shopping mall, and roads were not that good, but now you can really see how development would have moved, from 2007 to 2012, which is basically only 5 or 6 years ago. To me, the coming of the president would be also a learning opportunity for all of us, you see, to see what we can do in our own country. I am happy to say that the standing of the Filipinos here in Cambodia is really very high. And that is because majority of our Filipinos coming here are professionals, and therefore they really have a very good standing in terms of respect and trust among the Cambodian society. And this is very, very inspiring, to come over, to Cambodia and be able to help, while we also have our own brain drain issue in the country. But this is also an opportunity for us to be able to share our expertise to neighboring countries like Cambodia. So my only message probably to our president, if he can take care of the welfare of our Filipinos, particularly the teachers, I think that should be a priority thing that should be given by our president, because our people, our children also need someone, qualified lecturers, teachers, and we know how the education situation in the Philippines. So I think this would be something that I would like to share to the president, if he can do so much effort in terms of giving priority budget, for example, to uplift the quality of education in the Philippines, and providing also the equal opportunity, especially in terms of pay to our teachers in the Philippines, especially those in the public school. Okay? Because the situation in the public school and the government may not be necessarily the same, especially those in the rural areas. Apart from working in a very hazardous situation, the pay is still not very, very good. Visit of Kongju University in Korea, where we do an exchange of MOU, and also from Wawasan Open University in Malaysia. The rector to, okay, ito pala, okay.